stuff.
Okay, if I'm at a shaman's hut.
Yeah, now if
Because I'm often at a shaman's hut.
if they're making spider stew, don't eat it. Spiders are awful in stew because the good part of a spider is the leg, right? It's kind of like a little mini crab bite, right?
Yeah, they're crunchy. It's like just full of protein.
But the problem when you throw the spiders into soup, like the shaman do sometimes this time of year, is they ball up. And the thorax it's like a little hard piece of plastic you're chewing in your mouth. And the legs are around it, so you get this nice meatiness around it. But you don't want to eat the thorax, and you want to pick the legs off. So I do not go to shaman huts in autumn. Are we live?
Yeah, we've been live. You know, just talking about your shaman huts and autumns.
Good morning.
Hi.
I guess we're here for the meeting, aren't we?
Yes.
We've got to do something about these fucking drunk birds.
Yes, all these goddamn drunk birds. We will be discussing the drunk birds.
Drunk birds. And I guess since everyone's already in on this, just eat the legs of a spider, not the thorax.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some meat inside the thorax if you wanted to pry
That's
it
where all
open.
the poison is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Not all spiders have venom.
Before that, we were...
we're going to talk about this right now?
What, making fun of the Prodigy?
Hey, I'm that bitch you hated.
Yeah. I'm the Firestarter, Twisted Firestarter. Yeah. So before we were making fun of Prodigy and how every single one of their songs sounds exactly the same. Hey, 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 I'm a bitch you hated. Something commiserated. Hey, hey. Smack my bitch.
Yeah, they're just one beat.
It's all
the entire album could be one beat with just some
like just them walking at the beginning of a show, just walking up and hitting play, just over and over again. It's like how at a Rasta show, they like literally it could just start at the beginning of the show and just go jink 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 jink.
4 hours later, 6 hours later, 2 days later.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
They just get progressively more stoned, but the beat stays the same.
Exactly.
How do they do it?
It makes total sense. So the Prodigy is like Rasta band. But
you don't. What do you do? What drug do you kids drop or hit on when you're doing that? Do you do the coke or no? It's not the coke.
When you're doing the ecstasy, listening to the Prodigy.
Oh, what is it?
You're missing out on what makes America great.
Ah, a little Molly Jane, huh?
Yeah.
Good morning again.
Hi, welcome back. Yeah. Now back to what's real here.
Yes. Why didn't I clear my throat during the intro? I was going to share all this with you all.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm. MDMA laced with fentanyl.
Fentanyl, that sounds just delicious.
Yes, but I already fentanyl.
Van Hout House here.
Well,
Van Hout?
What?
Like Millhouse Van Houten?
Guys, right immediately. Head over to GOG.com because they are giving away Shadow Warrior 2 for free for, what is it?
15 more hours. So by the time you're watching this on Sunday, because you missed us so much after watching us on Friday, it'll be too late. But right now, get Shadow Warrior 2 because it's free. And that is the best price for a video game.
And for you guys who are watching on Sunday having extreme feelings of remorse, you need to quit your stupid job so you can watch, or you need to get a better job that allows you to watch in your cubicle or wherever. But if you're doing construction work, you should be using like either VR goggles or maybe hanging a little screen in front of your face because this is obviously more important than building buildings.
And get inner earbuds because that way you'll be
able
to hear. Yeah, the ones that go all the way into like right here because that way you can be sure to hear us while you're jackhammering if you're working construction.
Oh, inner earbuds. I thought you meant like something they attach to your inner ear.
No, like one step down from the cochlear implants, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So. Do you guys want to talk about real news now, or can we just keep doing this for another hour?
That's usually what we do, right?
I mean, that's kind of what
other things on GOG that I want. We're on GOG.
Hi, Phase.
Other things about GOG. Guys, head over there and also check out Soldier of Fortune.
Soldier of Fortune.
Platinum Edition. This game is ridiculous.
What does one do in?
Okay, this came out around the days of like Quake 2.
Okay.
I think they used the same engine. And it was like the first game that had like shotgun dismemberment and stuff like that.
Oh, it was like the first game where if you like hit a guy in the leg,
Yeah.
it would do something different than if you just blew him up in the head.
It's a good history lesson, but it's also a really fun game. And good God.
Look at that Soldier of Fortune.
There's something I think we could even take away from this when we're making our game,
Yeah.
and that is how visceral each individual hit feels. He said Soldier of Fortune 2 is also great. A lot of people give Soldier of Fortune 2 a lot of shit, and I haven't played it enough to know. But this one was more just raw, wild.
Oh, you can peek too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this game was a ton of fun. Like, a ton of fun. I highly, highly recommend this if you missed it, and you want just like a good shooter that it's somewhere between like a game like Quake and then like a more strategic game like, I don't know, GoldenEye or something. But yeah, a ton of fun. But the thing about it is every single hit has a satisfying feel to it. And sometimes games lose that, especially a lot of indie games. They forget that each hit needs to have like a feeling or a flash or a bit of a, I don't know. It feels really good to play this game.
Why isn't he chasing that guy down with a knife, though? Like, you should just...
Oh, yeah.
like Terminator, like the T-1000 style, just like run down the hallway and...
When you play, you can chase that guy with a knife.
I will.
Yep.
You watch me. Watch me.
Get that game going.
Yeah.
If any of you guys played part 1, I'm like, can't talk today because I'm too busy watching this. Let's just move on to the next thing, shall we?
So, yeah, let's just...
Yeah. Oh, hey. This is
Windows
nice.
10.
So Windows 10 has their obtrusive game mode, and they're making improvements on it. I'll give them that. They've got quite a few improvements in the latest game overlay. I disabled it because I got sick of having the Steam overlay pop up and the Ubi thing pop up, and then everything's popping up on top of everything else. And if you're playing like a game that was one of those games you bought on Steam, but you have to authenticate through Uplay or something, you've got the Steam overlay and Uplay popping up, and then you've got games for Windows popping up and all that stuff. But now they've added some functionality. You can do some game recording and stuff, which is cool. But this is the most effective tool for blocking Windows Update interruptions. This.
Something that Windows put out. They're like, guys, we know it's terrible. So
it's for game mode.
Yeah.
Like you're playing games that like that's the one time we will interrupt you while you're in the middle of a meeting in a boardroom. You've got Excel on the screen. It's up on the wall.
Yep.
You're about to make $1 million and then fuck your computer restarts.
yeah.
That they will not if you've got they don't have a work mode, just game mode. Yeah, I use shut up to 10 to disable pop-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't, and it's funny that this is like one of the best ways now to get these to go away. I bet a lot of people who are running systems that they want to be on all the time, they'll play some really cheesy game in the background, just like a game that requires 1% of the system resources, and then they'll just use this as a way to block pop-ups and notifications and restarts.
That sounds doable.
And then you'll have 400,000 hours in Minesweep or something.
I
don't know.
3D pinball, thank you.
3D pinball?
Yeah. Yeah, the only game that matters on any computer is 3D pinball.
Does it come with the computer?
It used to, back in the good times, back before the dark ages.
I thought it was really cool back in those days. I used to go and like as soon as I installed Windows, whatever it was, 95 and all that stuff, I would go and manually remove solitaire and stuff because I'd be like, I'm a real gamer. I don't need solitaire and Minesweep on my system. Delete. Look how cool I am. When people sit down to my computer and they hit start and they want to play solitaire, they'll always be like, hey man, where's your solitaire? Like, I'm a real gamer. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No pinball since Windows 7.
Yeah,
huh?
since Windows 7, back when we were young and naive and thought it would be like this forever.
But it's not.
It's not.
Now what do they have now?
Cortana. It's not even a game.
They have that new game now where you have to cut the cord or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? You just
Cut the rope?
Cut the rope. Yeah, that's the new
Oh.
thing. Yeah. Cut the rope. Because pinball just has too much going on for modern brains. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wah.
What?
That's my angry sound.
Wah.
Wah.
Not multiple wah. Like wah.
Well, no,
wah,
because
wah.
then I'd be getting into Wario Country, and I don't want to be like, wah, wah, wah.
I thought you were doing like a game show, like wah, wah, wah.
Oh, no, that'd be wah,
With some-
wah, wah.
With some beautiful vibrato, yes.
Yeah. It would actually, come on, man.
This is a well-trained opera.
Yeah.
Sorry you've lost.
Yeah, if I had my druthers, it would be the Price is Right noise. The bum 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 bum. That one.
And anyone
And viewer drop.
and anyone who didn't grow up in that time period is gone. Well, that time period still happens, right?
Drew Carey's the host of
But
Price
does
is
it
Right
still
now.
do the same sound effect? And everything?
Yes, that's classic.
Does it still have Rob
Yeah.
Ronnie? I don't know. Does anybody watch television?
You have to be homesick to watch it.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only time people watch Price is Right. You got to be retired, old and retired, or homesick, or work graveyard.
But then you're asleep.
Yeah, but you get to watch Price is Right.
All right, so one of the advisors working on Google Smart City in Toronto has resigned, and what's going on here is they say Google, but it's not Google. It's one of their sister companies. Alphabet is the parent company of Google, of course, and then Sidewalk Labs, right?
A Google sister company.
Right. Well, that's they just want to put the word Google in there to get hits, but
Yeah.
it's Alphabet's company, Sidewalk Labs, and they're going to be basically empowering Google to take over an entire city. They've got 12 blocks in Toronto that they're turning into a smart little city area. And there's going to be cameras everywhere, and everything's going to be monitored. And so, who was it here? There we go. How do you say? Sadia Muzaffar?
Muzaffar?
Well, she has resigned from her position as the Waterfront of Toronto's Digital Strategy Advisory Panel person, I guess. Anyway, she's resigned because of data concerns, and she said that she's gone to these meetings, and nobody gives a shit about privacy. Like, what about all the cameras recording everything that people do? And what about all the data that Google's going to be harvesting? And, I mean, it's like, can you imagine going into a small area, and they're being like, you need your Google account to come in? It's like a step beyond.
Yeah.
A step beyond going into like the Amazon store where you've got to scan to go into a little store. It's like, no, this entire area of the city.
Yeah.
It's like the holy city of Jerusalem, but only for Google, members.
Would you like to log in with your Google account to this streetcar?
It really is.
Like, yeah.
It really is Big Brother IRL.
It super is.
Old who's a gamer rab?
But not that shitty TV show that's on in Europe everywhere. It's like
On Europe, I thought it was in America.
I don't know. Is Big Brother still on?
Yeah,
Do people still watch TV? I haven't had cable in years because I don't need it.
They're on season 74 or something.
Yeah. Because everything's online.
So, I think one of the
It's
interesting.
on
Carica? Good.
Okay.
I think one of the interesting things here to take away from this is that these advisory panel meetings, they're
Jesus,
way too busy
20.
talking about like the quality of the buildings. Let's make a totally wooden building, and let's make this. And they're really busy talking about that and like the style of the sidewalks and all these things that are already predetermined and like not even relevant. But no one wants to talk about the privacy implications and stuff. So she just stepped back and said, "I'm out. Screw this."
Like, does the Whole Foods really need to be 3 stories? I feel like 2 would probably get by.
Well, 2 plus a parking garage.
Yeah.
That's that'll be fine. Be a little cramped in the meat section, just like my underwear.
Yep.
I don't wear any underwear. People, think about it. Think about it.
Hey, what's up, Ultimate Flash 1?
Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna turn that off here in a minute.
What are you turning off?
The screen over there,
Which
because
one?
they need to listen before they talk. No, I'm joking.
That screen?
No, that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm messing with the people in the comments.
Yeah.
Show up late to the meeting and say, "Hey, what's up?" So
Maybe he's going to get coffee. Sometimes you have to.
Mark Wolf knows what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Wolf always knows what's up.
That's just big underwear telling you that you need to be wearing it.
Big underwear.
Yeah, it's big underwear.
Yeah, there is no big free ball.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist because
No.
no one makes any money on big.
Nobody makes. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I forgot where we were. Oh yeah, we were talking about privacy, and then we ended up talking about our privates.
What about? Speaking of privacy, didn't you get that email from? Oh yeah.
So, guys, just wait. There will be a video of me furiously masturbating uploaded very soon to the internet.
It's tasteful yet graphic.
Y'all ever watch South Park? You know what it's like. I got one of these emails from from somebody. I didn't think I was ever going to get one, and I was all excited. I opened it up, and it was just like, "We know who you are. We know." Okay, they what's really weird is they were like, "We know your password," and they showed my password. The only time I've ever used this password was to log into my account about 15 years ago, or 10 years ago, I guess it was, 10, 12 years ago, something like that. I used that account to log into my employee account at Best Buy.
Wow.
So it was a really bullshit password that I didn't even care about, and I only used it when I first started, and I changed it like a month later. So I was like, whoa, that password is a blast from the past. They were like, we have your password. We have installed keyloggers, and we have videos of you watching porn and playing with your diddly bits. And we will release those to the internet unless you send us 1 Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
I didn't reply because I don't want them to know I'm actually alive. I'm sure they just spam this out. They probably bought like a list of passwords from somewhere. Or like
Sure,
something.
they most likely did, but yeah. Like, send us 1 Bitcoin. I'm sorry, but I know that Bitcoins, have value attached to them and stuff like that. But in terms of just like the sheer shock and awe of asking for money, like before it would be like, I want like, otherwise you must pay us $10 billion. And you'd be like, Jesus, $10 billion. That's so much. Oh, wow, that's a lot of money. But now you're like 1 Bitcoin. You're like, it's not as like, okay.
Maybe you're not as into it as I am, but 1 Bitcoin is.
I know it's a lot, but it just doesn't
$6,000.
sound
It's
as
like
$6,000 to
$7,000 at this moment.
It just doesn't sound imposing though. Like 1.
Really? I don't know. 1
I don't
Bitcoin
know.
to me sounds like it sounds like more than $10,000.
I just miss the old days of supervillains appearing on giant screens at stadiums and stuff and saying what they want.
And you want them to say a big number, like we want 4 Bitcoin. No, you want them to say we want
$1 billion.
Yeah, you want all this business.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Well, then they'll have to do it with like a different cryptocurrency, like Nano or something. We want 1 billion Cardano.
Ugh. Need 1 billion turtle coins.
Yeah. 100 billion turtle coins. That's like $30.
Oh man, like shit. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for following us.
Yeah. We got to follow? Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
We got another one.
Hey, another follow. Guys, keep this up. Oh my God.
This is great. This is what it feels like to be appreciated.
Yes. All right. Were we finished with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finished with this.
Oh, it's finished.
I mean, I had more to talk about the whole privacy thing,
Yeah.
but I don't anymore. I don't want. No. What is all this? This is how you make someone not use your website. God damn. Inverse.
Shut up, Inverse.
Inverse. I got a little present for you here. Let's see.
Stream looks great. Thanks.
It's broken. There, fixed it.
The stream, we appreciate that you like the thing, Idiot Stick 0. I feel bad because like when you just kind of abbreviate like parts of people's names, like oh, I'm not gonna be like, oh, thank you so much, Deaf World of Mutes. Like it'll be like, oh, thanks, Deaf. So this one would be like, oh, thanks, Idiot.
Idiot Stick 0.
Yeah, like, and I feel bad because like when I saw your name up there, I was like, oh, thanks for describing, Idiot. Like,
Is that what you did?
like. I mean, that's great. Thank you for subscribing.
A lot of people. Oh man, a lot of people on here, they have really long names, and sometimes it's like the first name is like Paul, right? But then the rest of the name is like the Leviathan 78946 swag, and you're like, it's difficult to like Paul the Leviathan 7. It's all one big word with some random capitalizations and stuff. So it's easier just to say Paul.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Idiot.
Okay. VR is boosting workouts, they say, and also this guy is hard to watch, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Look at him exercising. Oh yeah, so much exercising.
Look at his pants. They're like he's like using
and
it as
flip flops and stuff.
Does he wear flip flops?
Yeah, he is. Like
those socks.
Are you sure? Those look like toes and sandals to me.
I can't tell. The quality of the GIF is weird.
We're not getting into this here.
We're not doing it.
We're not getting into this
I tried
here.
to start something.
I'm not going to make the same argument that every people on the internet has already made 1,000,000 times and use common sense for.
So apparently when you're doing a workout in VR, you're able to do a little more. They said that like some of the timed exercises, they were able to do a little longer, and they experienced, I guess, less soreness.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, unless they had a faulty test group or something.
Well, I mean, like, because you're not, like, I guess, like, if you're, lifting weights in this reality, but in this reality you're like doing something 1,000 times cooler than lifting weights, which is pretty much anything. Like you're not stopping and thinking about like, oh my god, I hate lifting weight. Like, I don't know about you, but when I'm working out, like halfway through, I'm just like, oh, this fucking sucks so much. Like, this is so not playing video games.
I think the thing about weights for me is that like it's really boring and it's audiobooks work for me though, so I'm okay. I'm okay working out with an audiobook, but anything that's a repetitive like over and over type thing, feels like monkey work to me. If I have to copy and paste things all day long, I get just as frustrated as I do if I like have to do the same repetitive motion 900 times.
Yeah.
But then you get toe up from the flow up, bro. You get swole. Isn't that what?
So swole, massively swole. You become an absolute unit.
Isn't that what everyone wants?
I guess.
That's how you get ahead in life.
Whatever.
So anyway, back to this. There's a lot of different companies out there making games for working out, and some people have even been, or some companies, I guess, are even making like equipment and stuff for you to work out in VR. And I guess what I wanted to know from the audience is if there was a gym somewhere you could go to, and you each have your own like little pod, or maybe you have an area where you can see other people around you so you don't bump into them, but they give you a pair of glasses so you don't actually see anyone's physical representation. Would you feel more comfortable going to a gym and working out? I know a lot of people don't like to go because of the bro culture and like the people staring at each other and like there's
judgment.
There's a judgment thing, and like I know sometimes when you go, you're like, if you're not in 100% good shape, I've even seen some people come over and be like, "Oh wow, look at you, fucker!" You know, like this is like idiot. This is why I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like, why are you being nasty? I'm here to improve myself. Thanks for being a dick. So,
Yeah, that's Folkwin and is right on the same page as me.
Yeah.
I was like, you were like, oh, go into a place where like they provide you with the VR equipment and stuff, and people can sweat and work out. I was like, those VR rigs would be disgusting. They would be so fucking gross. I would not want to put that on my face. No, like, yeah.
80s
no.
rapper, how you doing?
Yeah.
I said hi over there.
Hi.
Sounds dystopian. That is interesting, but okay. So if they had a way, let's I'm going to change the rules of my game.
Okay.
If they had a way to make it so that they didn't smell, like as soon as they were finished, they dipped them in like some anti-smell solution that like sterilized them just like new every time.
Yeah.
And you could wander around a gym and everyone else is an avatar, and like let's say you're not in shape, but like your avatar is. Would you be more comfortable wandering around in a gym?
No.
With the VR headset on, and with the science saying that you can do more for some reason when you're working out in VR.
No.
Second Life, real gym. Yeah, exactly, Falcon. Yeah. All right. Well, I wouldn't.
Please ruined a VR headset with sweat.
Really?
That'll happen. That will happen.
Oh God, Barnacle ruined a VR headset with sweat.
It sounds like something I could do.
I need to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't think I'd want to do it either, but I think there are enough people that might want to do it. That's why I was asking. I think there might be enough people who want to do it that it would become a thing. Or
I don't know.
It could just be a privacy of the home thing.
Yeah.
Would you be more Would you be
No.
more likely to work out with VR headset at home
No.
than regular?
No, because until the VR headset got to a point that it was like much lighter weight and maneuverable and stuff than it is right now, like I don't want to have to like fucking log into the Matrix and like click into the back of my neck and shit like that in order to work out. Like that just seems like so much more effort and like with this thing whipping around my head like that. No, like no. I just don't want to work out.
There's a
Damn
company
it.
that made a very interesting like tool for flying games. I'm not sure if this is the actual game or not, but it's like a device that you strap into, and you're kind of laying like you're Superman, but you're tightening your core almost the entire time you're flying around in a game. But it's still a fun game where you have to like fly around and stuff.
That's cool.
That might be interesting to do, like because if it's a fun game, and it's also a workout at the same time, maybe. Like. Oh, like, what if it's addicting? Like, I really want to go play that game, but every time you play it, it activates your core, and you're like, ugh!
Like they're tricking you into working out.
Yeah, like, it's just so much fun. You got to get to the next level.
I don't know. I think if anything, games like this in the past have proven that you will, people will be into it for a while, and it hit, like, fad status. Like, the Wii Fit, like...
It sold a lot, though. I mean,
it did, but then everyone was like, "Oh, great! It's a board that tells you you're fat the second you step on it. Hooray!" Stuff like that. Like they've done this in the past before. I mean, even DDR for a lesser extent was like secretly work out. But like after a while, people just started being like, "But it's so much easier just to play Mario Tennis from my couch."
Yeah, different categories, I guess.
There are so many fit boards at Used Game Store.
What the hell's going on here?
What's happening?
I don't know. I guess a bunch of people showed up and hi, all you people. Good. Whatever.
Yeah,
Thanks for the hits, fellas.
Who's a magician or some shit? Me? I don't know.
I don't know. They showed up from somewhere.
Yeah.
Thanks, Falcon.
Cool.
All right, let's talk about Netflix for just a little bit. Thanks for getting rid of the trolls. So Netflix has a lot of competitors these days. Hey, we got a subscriber.
Yay.
Geller. I don't know. All right, so anyway, thanks for subscribing. You're the coolest guy I've met all week. Haven't met you yet, though. So how does that work?
You're still pretty rad.
So there's a lot of Netflix competitors popping up, and also there's lots of streaming services. And now, at first when we had all these streaming services, Netflix was huge, right?
Yeah.
But then you had Hulu and stuff, and a lot of these platforms were platforms that had like multiple different companies, like Paramount and NBC and just Fox and whatever. They would all send their movies to these platforms. But now everyone wants their own platform.
Yeah.
HBO Go and the
Disney,
the CBS, whatever it is for
Yep.
people only subscribe to for just Star Trek.
Yep.
And it's becoming like
Disney starting one. DC Comics is starting one. Marvel either has one already or won't be too far behind. Although they're all Disney, so it'll just probably be a subsection of the Disney one.
Yeah, Disney's. I think Disney might be one of the biggest out of all of
Yeah.
them. But the interesting thing here is that so once all these companies start to create their own platforms and they want to have exclusive control over everything, they're like, "Ooh, I smell more money." Especially the CBS thing, because the only reason anybody wanted to subscribe to that was just for Star Trek, really.
Yep.
And then they deny, I guess, all the other platforms. So they keep it exclusive on their platform. And what we've seen as a result of this, according to Sandvine, which is an evil company that can monitor a lot of network traffic. Okay. Good. Okay. Thanks, trolls.
Yep.
Go back to another place. Good. So anyway, with these guys, what they're saying is that BitTorrent is now going back up. BitTorrent traffic is going back up quite a bit. So that's pretty interesting. Don't even look at that. You're losing out on the real business discussion over here.
But, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Good. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, moving right along. Or unless you want anything else to talk about, just the BitTorrent is going back up.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
All right.
Take it.
I'm going to turn off that chat so we can't see it because we're losing our train of thought. Ha-ha! It'll show up
But
over
now
here.
I can't talk to people.
Well, we don't need to for a
Oh,
minute.
that's fine.
We'll talk to them at the end.
All right.
Okay, so $4,000 3D printed houses are now a thing. So there's an Austin startup called Icon, and they have a new 3D printed house. It's going to cost $4,000, and it's 650 square feet, mostly concrete. But here's the crazy thing: they can do it in a day. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Let me go ahead here and play the video and show you what the house looks like.
I mean, like,
Let me get it up here on the screen.
if if we could have people actually fund it,
Well, of course,
like,
they're
they're like, okay, great, like, yeah, like, it's housing for a bunch of homeless people, like, great. Who's gonna pay for all that? Like,
well, I mean,
yeah,
it's not necessarily for. I guess they say it could be great for homeless people, but we could probably save a lot of money just by giving each homeless person a $4,000 house.
Oh, we could save a crap ton of money
Because we invest probably more than that each year in initiatives to give them room and board and
easily,
stuff. Yeah.
easily.
Room and board. And,
Portland spends tens of millions of dollars, if not $100 millions of dollars,
No way.
or tens of millions at least every year on homeless programs and dealing with homeless people.
and vagrancy and just, people sleeping everywhere.
Yeah, they easily.
I mean, you'll never get the rich to agree to that because then they're like, no, they don't deserve homes. They're cockroaches.
Yeah,
Not cockroaches. Cockroach.
cockroach.
Yeah, very important to say it
Yeah.
that way. So a house like this is pretty interesting. But what the Austin startup is doing that I think is pretty cool is they're going to they said they're trying to go to the bottom first instead of the top first. Because a lot of these new things, if they're really cool, the rich people get access to them first. But their idea is to start off in El Salvador, and they're going to build houses for people who really need them. They're going to try to build 100 homes in a community in El Salvador next year to get it all
That's really
started
cool.
off. Yeah, and they're also a nonprofit. So what they're doing, I think, is pretty interesting and pretty admirable. And 3D printed homes for $4,000. I think we could get a 3D printed office for like maybe $10,000.
But then, I mean, like, but then they wouldn't be spending money on stuff like this.
It's time for Departures Magazine, is it?
Oh my God, yes! It's time for the
Is the
whitest.
webcam operating? Oh, it is.
It's time for the whitest magazine
Guys,
ever.
it's White Person Magazine
Yep.
time. Are you
Oh
ready?
My God.
51 people, buckle your freaking
Yeah.
seatbelts.
Okay. So first and foremostly, I want to show off this guy right here.
Let me get this. Where's the laptop? There it is.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk about this guy right here. So this thing right here,
That chair.
that is a chair. All right.
Let me hold it.
For some reason, that's a fucking chair. That
is a chair. That
that
thing-
they're like, oh, increase the style of your house by having this chair that looks like it was rejected from a playground. That chair cost $1,200.
You just picked the mic.
I don't care.
Is that important?
$1,200
for this chair right up here.
Yeah.
That weird dismembered insect.
Yeah. That like upgrade your house.
They had to put that folded like blanket towel thing underneath it because without it, it looked even dumber.
It looked like just a bunch of stupid white space.
It's like the most
here.
stupid thing you've ever seen. All right, what else we got here?
While decorating your house and your garden and your lawn, why not put some neon?
No.
Why not try some neon bullshit rocks?
What?
Nothing says I have class like literal rocks that have just been painted.
This looks like if they let Donald Trump build Stonehenge.
Yeah. Like this is
It's what it is. This is Trump's Stonehenge.
this is like if they had like
It's not gold enough.
This is like if they had Miss Carrington's like first grade class build Stonehenge out of Play-Doh.
I was having too much fun making fun of Trump.
Miss Carrington was actually my first grade teacher.
That's Trump's wall's gonna be built out of those
Yeah.
things.
Gonna keep everybody out.
God.
Yeah. Also,
we got more?
we got more. So I don't know if you guys ever played Knights of the Old Republic 2. I did. Oh, I super did. And you're being luck because now, as you can see here, the Handmaiden style from Knights of the Old Republic 2 has finally hit mainstream.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's I don't I'm actually not 1,000% opposed to this if it was all black. But
Yeah. So it looks like
I mean the
the Handmaiden
stockings are okay.
from Knights of the Republic trying on Daddy's jacket. Like, I'm wearing Dad's jacket.
All right.
Yeah.
That's enough of that for now. We need a quote from there, like some some namasty or something like that. Some namasty stuff. All right, we're getting down to our main topic that we really need to discuss this week. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
We really have to do something about these drunk birds.
Drunk birds. So,
They're out of hand.
yeah. So, in different parts of the country, in
Well,
Minnesota is
Minnesota
where it
specifically.
starts. But birds are being unable to handle their alcohol after eating fermented berries.
They had an early frost, and then
Yeah.
that killed a lot of the berries. So the berries are dying. They're eating them still, and a lot of the birds haven't flown south yet. So they've got some birds that aren't normally around,
Yeah.
just hanging out drunk in town.
Just acting like crazy. So, like, they are actually calling the police about this and being like, "Officer, help! This bird is drunk and disorderly on my sidewalk."
They're flying erratically. Okay, so what that tells me is that if you want a really boring community, really slow, boring community, move to Gilbert,
Minnesota.
Exactly, Gilbert,
Yeah.
Minnesota. Get going right now.
Yeah, where the biggest thing that they have is drunk birds.
That's the worst. People
Yeah.
calling the police over drunk birds.
Drunk birds.
Was he also high?
Like I just feel like there should be like a blue jay be like, "I'm not drunk, you're drunk and an asshole. You want a bird? I got a bird for you right here." Like that's like I just feel like there should be some slurring blue jay that's just like way too big for his britches because he can't handle his berries.
So like, they have to make statements here. There's no reason to call law enforcement. People
Yeah.
in Gilbert, guys, there's no reason to call the law enforcement over the drunk birds.
Yeah.
I want to hear the drunk birds. That's the thing. That would be what I want.
Like hear their bird calls.
Yeah. Like I would love to hear a drunk chickadee.
Like they're all just warbling "Don't Stop Believin'" at the top of their lungs. So apparently other
That's where Freebird came from.
yeah, they're just like, "Free me, play free me."
Yeah, we need to arrest these fucking birds.
So, but like, also there are other. They mentioned in the article about other states and stuff of what they do. And apparently in Oregon here, there is a bird drunk tank that they will, like, when people find drunk birds and stuff like that, they will bring them into this cage at the Avian Society and, like, leave them in there to cool down. So there's an actual bird
So it's
drunk
like
tank.
in the Old West or whatever, whenever they have a cell and there's like the town drunk, they're like, get in your cell. Like,
Yep.
they take
Like,
them in there and
okay, Oscar.
before you break that bottle over somebody's head and kill them. So
Yeah.
the next thing that they haven't talked about yet is what's going to happen when one of these birds gets drunk and then we have a case of birder on our hands. Like it goes and just cold kills somebody, flies right
Straight
through
up.
their chest. Yep.
Just a seagull just walks up and kung pows your
Right.
enter the fist right out of there. Yeah.
What do you do when you have a birderer on the loose?
Yeah. What do you do?
This is important. And when are we going to make the video game The Birderer?
Yeah, right. What about the phrase "drinking like a bird"? Now that's the
Is that people actually say drinking like a
yeah.
bird?
That means when you like are drinking a little bit at a time and like taking forever. Yeah.
I thought it meant when you like took a sip and then we're like, and then
Yeah.
isn't that what
And then,
drinking like
and
a
then it
bird
all
is?
goes everywhere and yeah.
Yeah. This is really serious. I mean, this is probably the most serious thing happening this week.
Yeah.
All the stuff happening in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's all a cover up.
What are we doing about the drunk birds?
Yeah, they're talking about Kavanaugh and all that stuff all week long because they don't want us to know about these drunk birds. So, how does it go again? All right, I'll do it with real liquid this time.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, and people also who are not my friends, is what drinking like a bird is like.
That's yeah.
So I need
Way
to
to
hear.
gargle there,
I want to hear
champ.
a drunk chickadee call. Can you do one? Chickadee.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, can we do a drunk?
Like
Sounds
a drunk bird call would
sounds
be
like a
like
drunk
be
moped.
like, Linda, take me back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave the nest. I'm sorry.
I think it's.
and then like the next phone call is the bird saying, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry.
Oh, he's sobering up a little, is he?
Yeah.
Realizes he
Yeah.
shouldn't have done this. We got more fun stuff to talk about. This story.
Jesus God. Yeah, this story.
Okay, there's a few things about this story. This story, I've read multiple different reports, but we're going to pretend it's true, even though it's probably not. It was probably someone who was really conservative and saw a bunch of people that he racially profiled and then made a report and got his money back. That might be what happened, because I've heard some people say that there were only what happened was there was a freaking cruise here. Was it Carnival or no? It wasn't Carnival. It was Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean. Yeah.
So they were on the Voyager of the Seas. 1,300 workers from an Indian company showed up and basically turned the entire thing into a giant party.
Yeah, like a Playboy Mansion party.
Yeah, they had a burlesque. They had a bunch of burlesque dancers. They had people dressed up like Playboy bunnies. God forbid.
Yeah.
God, the horror, the shock, and they were ruining bingo night.
What? Yeah, because everybody wanted to show up for the sexy lady bunny party instead of bingo.
Yeah, my kids
For
are.
some reason.
They're like, my kids are on this boat,
Yeah.
and here comes a girl dressed up as a bunny wearing a full bathing suit with fishnet stockings.
Yeah.
But, meanwhile, no one ever complains when they go down to the damn swimming pool with their children and there's a girl lying there in a thong.
Yeah.
Or a guy with a banana hammock. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think it's just really weird that they're like, oh, there's burlesque dancers. Like, they're wearing more than everyone is at the damn pool. Come on.
The article also has like the husband of so and so was like, yeah, this was really upsetting and stuff, and like I feel like deep down he was like they interviewed him standing next to his wife and he was like, yeah, it was very upsetting. And
I had to tuck my erection 5 times.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. I just wanted to be on this cruise with my family. I didn't want to see that.
Drunken mid on top of tables and stuff.
Yeah.
Burlesque dancers slowly removing elbow-length gloves.
Yeah.
And the children were horrified.
Yep.
It's worse than seeing someone's head blown off.
Apparently, yeah.
They'll be 30 years old, shaking in the corner, remembering that woman on the boat who removed her gloves slowly.
Like, all I see are bunny ears, just like fields of them in my nightmares.
So it's funny here because some of the reports are saying, no. This actually didn't happen. What did happen was a racist guy from Australia got on the boat and then just yelled and screamed about a bunch of nonsense that wasn't a big deal. So there's so many conflicting reports about this.
I mean, I guess, like,
you know, I don't know. 1,300 people get on the boat, and they actually brought their own food, which I didn't know you could even do. They brought like all this food.
Yeah, and so everyone was like, "You ruined everything. It was all ruined. This was supposed to be a family boat for family fun, and this is not family fun." And the boat was awful.
They get shocked because Jimmy comes in with tassels on his own little nipples, being like, "Mom, look what I learned how to do downstairs."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh God, the humanity."
Yeah.
Is that even a thing people say anymore?
One of the men out there asked me if I wanted to join the Mile Out Club.
Mile Out? The 200 Mile Out Club is what it is. That's when it's legal to do whatever you want.
Yeah, right?
Okay, that got me that got me thinking, like, why is there's these huge boats. They dwarf. Let's make my son gay. I want that to be a musical or something. Yes. I want to know, is there like a party boat? Because there's so many different boats floating around.
I thought cruises were supposed to be party boats.
But I mean like that kind of party boat, like a burlesque party boat. Just like a lot of the boats that are out there now, like if I could bring up a video of one of them, let's just see. I'm going to do this right now. What's the biggest?
Here we go. It's happening right now.
The biggest boat, I forget the name of it, whatever it's called, the biggest boat in the world, the biggest, what's it called? Cruise line, right?
The Club Med 2?
The biggest cruise boat.
Okay.
Is that what you call them, or what do you, passenger boat? All right, what's the fucking thing called? Symphony of the Seas. There we go. I'm going to bring up a video on this thing, and we'll show you what kind of parties go on in these boats, right? All right.
Can you play Gloria Estefan in the background, too?
I don't think we can.
Just to, oh, damn.
All right, so this
Come on, shake your body, let me do that.
This is Symphony of the Seas, right? Let's just cut into this for a minute. All right, this is Symphony of the Seas. See if
Look at all those people partying.
They go below deck. It's like Disney, and it's kind of like a mall, and you get the slides and stuff. Let's go underground and like see stuff. It just looks like, see, this is what it is, right? It's nothing like the Titanic. You see everyone walking around in top hats, and they're all sophisticated, and everything's all nice and interesting. No, it's just like the middle of, I don't know. It's like a cheesy theme park that floats around, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of party that a lot of these boats are. But is there one that's like, sophisticated type, ridiculous, twisty mustache type thing?
No,
is there one?
No, because too many common people started to be able to go on these cruises. So now the real rich do all of their parties in Zeppelins.
That's what all these Zeppelins are. I've been seeing
Coming back around again. They're doing it all in Zeppelins now.
Well,
yeah.
So you just got to shoot those down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just do private yachts. That's probably what it is. They got the mega yachts.
Which hold their Zeppelins.
They're Zeppelins, yeah. Maybe the mega yacht is the Zeppelin.
Yeah, and it's like, prepare for Zeppelin mode. And
once they get far enough out into the ocean, they Zeppelin up.
Yeah. Makes total sense.
That's what they say. Zeppelin up, please. Zeppelin up. Are you ready? And they always have
engage Zeppelin mode.
They all have accents, obviously.
Obviously, because that would, when you become worth a certain amount, your voice just naturally changes to this.
Okay, I worked for I guess some different big companies and multifamilies and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And
some of them had yachts. And what was interesting about the yachts is every time I would go on board, the entire crew had a strange and exotic accent. And I was like, we're in America, but why does hey, where are you from? South Africa. Where are you from? Australia. Where are you from? New Zealand. Where are you from? And they were all the sailors from all around the world. And, the captain was British guy. And it's just the entire boat had like some sort of different cool sounding accent, like Scottish or, something. But no one was American. And
except for the people they were catering to.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was for that sense of American superiority.
You used to be the empire imperialists.
Yeah, that way they can literally just look, and in their brains they just feel mission accomplished. You know what I mean?
Now you guys are serving me.
Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. I'm making sense right now. I like to think I'm making sense.
Every day they make them all come up to the top deck when they throw a box of tea into the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, remember...
So that is why Comcast obviously stands for a circle of malicious creatures all summoned in the Tarmon Suk, which, for those of you that haven't been paying attention, is the one-armed Inuit bear god of fishermen that normally appears only in the autumn to help Comcast do all of their fiscal planning for the next quarter. Now, normally he's invisible, but during the autumn months, he can be clearly visible on all spectrums of light.
That's right, that's right. You're getting it warmed up for me.
Oh, yeah.
We're actually going to talk about autumn today. I agree with that.
Oh, that's
Let me make my big entrance. You ready?
All right, go ahead.
All right. Look out, I might fall down. You get it? Because this is what people call the fall. It's actually the autumn. Now, he's done told you about the Tornon Suk, and we're going to talk about some more malicious creatures that are being summoned by different companies and stuff out there. The fall is a word that's used in the North American continent, a lot in Canada and in the USA. Now, that word is another one of them words that was made by the British to bother the people over in North America. So the British, they actually coined the term soccer. You all may not know it. They used to call soccer, but now they call soccer football, and they make fun of us for calling it soccer. Same thing goes with fall. Back in the 16th, 17th century, they used the word fall. But when a British person says fall, it don't sound like fall. It sounds like fall, or something like that. It's a little different word. But they realized if they get everyone in North America to continually say fall instead of the correct word autumn, they could have a verbal talisman that just spreads across the land. And when an American says fall, let's talk about this for a minute. Fall. 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 What's that sound like to you? To me, it sounds like fall, the Gaelic word for wolf. Now, you got a verbal talisman all over the place during the autumn, and that is the time in which the area between our realm and the other realms is really thin, and it's also a very symbolic time. The autumn is very important. It's not good to call it the fall for a few reasons. First, now, the fall, that's a mental thing about falling down. It came from the leaves falling and stuff. But falling down is a good thing because then it means you're going to get back up. Death is a good thing because then new things can be reborn. So the autumn is a sign of the end of something so that new things can begin. Do not forget the lessons you learned in the autumn. And do not get stuck in the fall because you won't get back up. Get stuck in the autumn, wake back up and, start your life back over. Enough of that old mushy shit. Let's get back to the matter at hand. They got everybody in America saying fall. So we're all running around trying to summon some wolf god. Might I ask you right now, who is that wolf god? I'll tell you one more thing. I know who coined the term fall in the first place, and not a lot of people know this. It was actually a Scotsman, Nathaniel Demetrius Matthew Hale. That's right, his last name was Hale. You may know some people like that, and he may be linked up somewhere, but I don't know nothing about that, and we ain't talking about it no more. Just remember, it's autumn, not the fall.
What the hell? Here we are just trying to enjoy a lovely video about a cruise ship, and then this happens? I don't even know
They had a lot of
anymore.
points, though. They had a lot of points. Mm-hmm. I mean, this time, I will say that it's important in autumn to remember that it is the coolest time of year because if you're going to close any chapters, it's a good metaphor for that.
Yeah.
It's not about, like, everyone's like all death and gloom and evil, right?
Yeah, all the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray.
But that's, it's really important to put certain things to bed. And to close certain chapters and to not get stuck on them.
Yeah.
It's a good metaphor, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this week the manhunt is off. We're not going to try to hunt them down this week because we actually agree this week.
Yeah. And also the whole thing about Comcast and what was it, a Tarrasque or?
Yeah, something like that.
What'd you call it?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh.
Some bear thing.
You were just telling me about it.
Some one-armed bear thing, although that big muscly arm coming off the back, that looks pretty good right there, coming off the back like that.
Okay, so let's talk about The Witcher and the drama that's going on around The Witcher. So the author of the Witcher series
Sapkowski.
Sapkowski, right?
Sapkowski. Yeah.
Subkaus.
Mr. S.
Sapkowski.
Yeah,
You gotta do
Mr.
it.
S.
You gotta say it in the what's his name? Sapkowski.
I don't know, man.
Hey. I don't know. I don't know either. You gotta say it that way, though.
Okay.
So, let's just give everyone a history lesson in case they haven't seen the news this week.
Okay.
But even back a long time ago, if you looked into the Witcher series, you would know that it was based on some books from Poland, written by Sapkowski. And,
The Weidsman.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Weisman series.
he created pretty much the entire lore that The Witcher uses and that CD Projekt Red uses in their games. They came to him way back when, and they said, we want to make a video game based upon your property, and we're going to give you a percentage of the profits, right? Which would have been millions.
Yes.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars. But according to, I don't know the guy, I've seen him in some interviews, and like when you see him in interviews, you see that he's a little bit elitist. You can see that in the interviews. I've seen it myself, but people from Poland will pop into comments here, and they'll also be like, yeah, the guy doesn't like games, and he thinks it's like beneath him and all that stuff. Video games are stupid. They're for like idiots. And he was very much in the beginning like, no, what do you think I am, a dumbass? No, 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 no. You guys are going to give me $10,000 right now and no percentage because video games are stupid. You guys aren't going to make any money, and I'm going to be laughing all the way to the bank with my $10,000.
Meanwhile, the people back at CD Projekt are like, is he serious? Did you just say that? No, tell him yes. Tell him yes right now. Make him sign it right now before anything happens. Okay, go.
So anyway, now he's
Jackass.
he's not suing him, but he's demanding of it. There's a few articles saying that he's suing him. He's not suing him yet. He's not at that point. But he's demanding $16 million based upon an obscure Polish law that says if you're using someone's property, they should be entitled to a percentage of it. And, there we go. There's some statements in here and all that stuff. But what CD Projekt Red has said back is like, well, listen, we really value the connections that we have with the authors who help create material and that sort of thing. And they want to maintain those connections and they want to keep them in good standing. But at the same time, they also want to do what's in the contract. And they don't want to go against that because that's the freaking contract.
Yeah.
So.
And they probably don't want to pay millions of dollars to him either.
Right. So, I mean, if I was CD Projekt Red, I'd be like, listen, man, you're a smarmy ass, and but you wrote a really cool universe with a super boring character that we used.
Yep.
For there's so many other properties. Why did you guys pick that one?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you really made a great universe based off your D&D character. We really appreciate it.
Don't even get me started on how boring I think Geralt is. But
Yeah.
anyway, so they made a game huge. Maybe they give him $1 million or $2 million.
Yeah.
They've got it. They made a lot of money based upon his ideas. Be like, listen, man, we appreciate that you may need a little money right now for whatever it is. You want to go on a cruise full of burlesque people?
Yeah.
So here, we'll pay for that.
Yep.
And you can buy a boat.
You want to go to Minnesota and see the drunk birds? We get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Geralt really is.
Yeah, but like,
fucking boring.
Yeah, it literally, like, I mean, I know they have that obscure law to stand on, which is something, but it really sounds like that he's just kind of upset that he fucked up.
Here's his direct quote. He was like, right here, I was stupid enough to sell them the rights to the whole bunch. They offered me a percentage of their profits. I said, no, there will be no profit at all. Give me all my money right now, the whole amount. It was stupid. I was stupid enough to leave everything in their hands, and because I didn't believe in their success, but who could foresee their success? I couldn't. Well, obviously you couldn't because you don't like video games. And that's I mean, maybe it's a generational thing or whatever, but
who knows? But yeah, like, either way, like, dude, like, you're even out there admitting, like, well, I fucked up, but I feel like you should give me more money because I've grown as a person or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
well, has he grown up as a person? He's just saying I was stupid.
yeah.
Like he's admitting that he's stupid.
He was admitting that he was stupid. I mean, maybe he smartened up since then, but yeah.
Goddamn boomers. Okay, I'm moving right along then.
Yeah. And where's my Social Security?
Okay, I don't want to talk about this too much because it'll blow your mind, but if you haven't seen this, you should
It's
go
really
and check this out.
fucking cool, and we should probably put it on the screen.
No, we should probably put it on the screen. I'm just talking about nothing, right?
Yep.
Somebody created Pokemon Red inside Minecraft. So in
Yeah.
Minecraft, you can actually sit down and program. I haven't played Minecraft enough to know how this works, but everyone in the comments will obviously correct me soon, right?
Yes.
Go. So let me just skip forward in here so you
Yeah.
can see. So they created a stadium, right? It was impressive, right? Mm-hmm. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
Look around the damn stadium for long enough.
Yep.
So there's a Game Boy in there, and he actually went through and recoded Pokemon Red inside Minecraft, and you can play it. Let's get him playing it here.
Yeah.
So it's funny, like when you guys watch this, you guys should take a look at this. It's ridiculous. But he's like, right now we're just seeing things work on the screen,
Yep.
but every time you move something, what I see is, oh my God, that took 4 hours. Oh my God, that took 2 hours. Oh my God, that took half a day. Oh,
Yeah.
like each little thing you're doing.
So he also goes down, like a little later it shows like what he actually had to do to go through that process.
Let's see if we can find that.
Yeah.
So here he is. Yeah, they're doing, this is the coding
This is
and stuff.
all the coding that he had to do.
Right. Basically building it out in simulated hardware or whatever.
All the maps, all the towns down there.
I am going to say something very awful right now because, and I want you to disagree because you probably will. I feel like this is a lot of wasted talent on something that's cool, but like, what does it do other than like be cool?
Well, since I must disagree,
You have to.
Yeah.
You're devil's advocate.
I
assigned
mean,
you.
like, my response to you and that is, whatever, dude. It makes him happy and it's something to do.
He could have like,
You know what
he's so smart. He could have fucking solved world hunger by now, but he's busy making Pokemon Red inside Minecraft.
Whatever, dude. Like, some people like playing video games. Some people like using video games to code other video games, and some people still read books. Weirdly enough, like it's its own thing.
No, this is actually pretty ridiculous. But
Like,
I wanted to.
impressive. Like, could you do that?
I wanted to go into that argument just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But it's even then, it's just like
Like, could you do that?
there's
Dragon doesn't matter.
What the hell happened there? Get back on the screen. Just looking at the amount of time this took is ridiculous. All right, what's next? Nope.
Yeah, I don't care about the top battle royale games because I don't care.
But there is some leak footage from Amazon's new MMO called New World, and I thought the combat looked pretty promising. But it's supposed to be like an open world sandbox where that's a new trend where like they're allowing the community to control the economy and everything else. So they basically shape the world and create the communities. To me, it sounds a lot like Shroud of the Avatar or whatever. Like some of the ideas they have, it just like, well, that just sounds a lot like Shroud of the Avatar with a bigger budget because they've got deep pockets.
Well, yeah.
But let me fast forward and show you some of the combat. I thought the combat looked pretty good for an MMO. You know?
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks kind of like, doesn't actually look that much like an MMO. Like actually aiming and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm excited. I'll try it.
I don't know if I'll try it or not because freaking Amazon. Like
I'll try it.
Yeah. If the evil empire makes a game good enough, you got to try it, right?
Yep.
Does that bow have natural arc or was it just going straight? Because that might have just ruined it for me if it just goes straight and there's no natural arc. Did it just ruin it for me? All right, that's enough of that. Just a little leaked footage there for you guys if you were curious as to what Amazon's MMO is.
Don't mean bark if it ain't got that arc.
Yes, as many have said in the past.
Yeah, like they always say.
Yeah, that old wives' tale.
Don't mean jark if it ain't got that bark. I don't know. So,
I was going to put you on talking probation, but now this is your topic.
oh no. Go ahead. You read the article too, so obviously you're ready to talk about it because I'm on talking probation.
I can't talk about this because if I talk about it, I am far too insensitive to talk about anxiety. Like if I was a therapist and like that was my job, someone came to me and they tell me a bunch of stuff, I'd be like, "Listen here, you sniveling shit." That would be like me as a therapist. Like, why don't you get it straight and stop being an idiot? There, I fixed all your problems. Now get out of here.
Wow, thanks, Dad.
Stop being a dumbass, you sniveling shit. What are you afraid of?
That was ages 6 through 13, just right flash before my eyes. Thank you.
Because I put you on talking probation, and then now I'm giving you.
Yeah, wow.
Stop it,
man. Tell me how disappointing I am to this family, and we'll just seal the deal.
I've got all these feelings that that no one accepts me. Stop it. I love that. Stop it.
Oh, you're feeling sad? Have you ever tried just being happy instead, loser?
Maybe you want to not.
Yeah.
How about that, idiot?
Nice job, idiot.
Okay, why don't we do a secret show where I pretend to be a licensed therapist, and we actually get some clients.
Just get good.
Get good, son.
Just call it Get Good Therapy.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Or are you bleeding to death? Just stop.
Just breathe, you sniveling fuckwit. Stupid? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Breathe.
Why do you have such low self-esteem, dumbass? Like, so anyways, back to the article I was talking
This is
about.
some very serious therapy on serious business.
Yeah, serious therapy. We got a whole line coming out.
It'll be funny until someone in our audience kills themselves, and it won't be funny anymore. So we love you guys. Don't kill yourselves. Call me first.
Yeah. Anyways,
So I can tell you.
no, don't call Logan. He'll make it worse. He makes everything worse when it comes to feelings.
Kill yourself, dumbass.
Yeah.
No, don't
Be like,
call me.
knock it off, you dumb shit.
Like, what do you want me to come over and slap
Yeah.
you? Suicidal? Stop it.
And just knock that
God,
shit off.
I can invalidate like nobody's business.
Yep.
Where were we?
I was trying to talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
And anxiety.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have put you on probation.
Yeah. Double
Well,
secret.
don't say dumbass shit and make me put you on probation.
Yeah, okay, great. Again, thanks, Dad. Dad, I just want to talk about D&D. God! Ugh!
Of course you do.
Yeah. So anyways, this is a great article from the Creator Consortium.
And what the hell is it about?
Overweight. Just stop eating,
I
fat
can't.
ass.
Stop.
So this is great.
Okay, the
This doesn't
comments are
have to do
killing
with like how people with anxiety can help with D&D. It's not about that. It's an actual article about like anxiety in terms of playing the game, like getting anxious, players who are anxious about the game, like things to know, like you're not acting in front of a crowd, like you're playing with friends and stuff like that. It's stuff like that to give you some good hints and tips on like how to get going if you're a first-time player and stuff and are feeling a little anxious about it. It's also got some really great stuff to give you if you're a DM and you're feeling anxious as well, different tips and tools and stuff like that. So if you are looking to get into D&D or a similar role-playing game and you're feeling a little anxious about it, get over it.
You know what's interesting?
Dipshit.
You know what's interesting? We're not going back into it.
Yeah.
It'll never stop in the comments, and I'll get excited. Like a yipper type dog. A small yipper type dog.
No, Rigor, I have not used Tabletop Simulator at all. Play D&D. I've seen people like simulate a lot of stuff on it and use it, and it's really cool looking. But anytime I've used a non, piece of paper to play D&D with has been through Roll20. So
one more thing about this little article right here.
Little article. You see how he's already
This little garbage.
yeah. This tiny little article that's so unimportant.
This stupid shit right here.
Yeah.
So one more thing about this. One of the things that's interesting about Dungeons & Dragons is it's not always the people who are anxious in regular society who are anxious about playing Dungeons & Dragons. I think the people who have been the most nervous were the people who were, I guess, what I would consider to be a little more vanilla in regular society, had regular jobs, and they were like, I don't know if I can, do I have to put on a weird voice, or am I acting, or
do I have to wear a cape?
This is weird.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of there's a lot of people like that who are curious about it, but they're just afraid to be seen in front of others being cool.
Yeah,
and
being
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, being awesome and having.
Yeah.
They want. They're like, I grew out of that. I don't do make believe anymore. I'm not a child.
Yeah.
I have a job and I drive a Mitsubishi Galant to work.
I can tell you right now that the group that we play in is the DM's up there making weird voices about stuff.
Right.
Then we're making fun of him with the weird voices, and then our gnome is talking in this tiny little gnome voice the whole time.
No, she's not talking. She's usually over there going,
Yeah,
because she's
making animal sounds. And, yeah,
she's like, oh, I transform into an ape, and she's like and no one even bats an eye.
Yeah.
Well, I bat a couple of eyes, but
Yeah.
but no one really bats too many eyes.
yeah, and then it's just
If someone put a microphone in there and recorded some of our D&D sessions where all of us are putting on voices and all that stuff, and then there's the druid changes form
1,000 times,
1,000 times a session and does the full thing. So
Yeah.
it really helps immersion when you have the spider over there going,
Yeah.
like and all this stuff.
My character just talks like a female Patrick Warburton, so it's not as like impressive. Like, I gonna. You want me to hit that with a glaive? I can, or I don't know. You can skip that one. That one's
Skip
dumb.
that one. All right, let's go on to talk about Larian Studios' next game.
So Larian Studios has a new game coming up, codenamed Project Gustav,
Named after the dog of the CEO, I believe.
Yes.
Or, yeah, the CEO's dog is
Sven
Gustav.
Vinky.
Yeah.
Vink. So anyways, they said it's going to be narrative systems, multiplayer, new things, and new ideas. And they're basically just kind of worried right now because they're going to have to top Divinity Original Sin 2.
Project Gustav, otherwise known as Divinity Original Sin 3, or some other Divinity game.
Yeah.
Have they made anything that's not Divinity?
I don't know.
I'm going to look this up right now while you're talking about
Logan and I were talking about this the other day, actually. I'm sorry, Ward and I were talking about this the other day. And
Either one works.
Dr. Girlfriend, yay. Stop using Venture Brothers to distract me, community. So we were talking about this the other day, and I was talking about I've been playing Pathfinder Kingmaker like way more than I should be in terms of like dealing with the real world. I've been dealing with the Pathfinder Kingmaker world instead, and I was like, oh, this is a lot of fun. I wish it was more like turn-based, like how Divinity is, though, in terms of like move here, because that feels more like an actual in combat for me, like playing real D&D, or Pathfinder in this case. So I was thinking that it would be because Paizo, dealt with all these other companies to make Kingmaker. I was thinking how rad it would be to have the folks at Wizards and Larian team up to make a D&D based game using all of the Divinity Original Sin 2 power.
Yeah. It feels more like D&D than a lot of the what engine is that? The Infinity Engine games.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more like D&D than the Infinity Engine games because of the turn-based nature of the combat and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The Infinity Engine games are obviously more like D&D as far as the lore and or the characters and that sort of thing goes. Anyway, this is Larian Studios' first game.
Mm-hmm.
This is Lead Wars. So that's what this is. It's a real-time strategy game. This game came out in 1998, right?
Wow.
So they made this game. And then they made one other small game called The Lady called The Lady, the Mage, and the Knight, and it was canceled, right? Mm-hmm. Since then, it's all Divinity.
Yep. 2002
to 2018, all Divinity.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't all been hardcore RPGs. I think, was it Beyond Divinity? Which one of them? Dragon Commander, that was like an action RPG.
Yeah.
Where you fly around on a dragon and stuff. Mm-hmm. But they're all Divinity games, so it's when I see this, I'm like, okay, Project Gustav, is it going to be
3, yeah.
Divinity 3, or is it going to be another Divinity game or a Divinity action game? They said it's going to be more narrative, so I'm guessing an RPG.
I would really, I really want them to make a D&D game instead. Like Horde of the Dragon Queen was a really good pre-written series. I mean, that's all Kingmaker is. It's a pre-made storyline that they converted into a video game form. I mean, you can play it 6 books long, and it's fun and interesting, and it's like one of the first Pathfinder pre-made modules that they came out with, if not the first. I can't remember. But I mean, there's plenty of really cool modules that 5th Ed has put out right now that would make really fun full-scale games.
Yeah, if I could ask them to make anything, I would be like, dude, make a low fantasy game or a gritty fantasy game. Because their stuff is so high fantasy that I can barely handle it. I don't like super high fantasy, but it's like, yeah, their stuff is like, we must go to the moon and talk to the moon elf about the magic cheese wheel that the wizard of whatever has, and then we teleport all over. It's like, it's a bit much.
Yeah, and in the opening scene, you should be able to kick the Red Prince in the cloaca repeatedly.
His cloaca, not his neck.
Yeah. Yeah. Next game, like it's just a mini game at the beginning.
Right in the cloaca.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there.
I call this the scrambled egg.
Clean in the cloaca. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's that game. Let's stop this before it goes on too long. Mm-hmm. 3-day week. 3-day weekends. Okay.
Yeah.
We've talked about this like every week.
So week 3-day weekends make people happier, more productive. Yeah. Logan.
Then you can go to the beach like this person. Well, you only have to answer emails on Monday. Monday's email answering day.
Yeah, it is.
Probably takes a couple hours.
It does. It takes, it's still a work day.
Closing that one, no one else gets to see it ever. Every week there's another study that says that.
Yeah. Every week, people spend more than 4 days making the studies to find out that they were unhappy spending more than 4 days working. Yeah.
Oh, okay. A fully automated indoor farm in Ohio, of all places.
Because nothing else is happening in Ohio.
Oh!
Shots fired. Take that, Ohio.
Yeah. And you're all ugly.
Yeah.
Hope you don't...
Fight me, Ohio. All of you at once.
Cincinnati's great. I like Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's all right.
You know?
Cleveland's Cleveland.
Ohio, you know?
Drew Carey show was there, so there's that.
There's that. I don't know.
Actually, so...
When you cross the state border, there's a big sign up like, welcome to Ohio. At least we're not Florida. That's what it
It's
says.
still not Florida. No, actually, one time when I was driving through Ohio, it was boring, but it was just like...
Fell asleep at the wheel 7 times.
It was just like long stretches of nothing, and then we came across this sign that was like fireworks, karate supplies, and ammunition store, and it was just like, yes.
Well,
and then underneath it, they just had like things that you could get there, so it was just like nunchucks, throwing stars, like 22 caliber rifle ammo, all this other stuff. I was like, oh my god, we need to stop at this store and get karate supplies and ammo.
This makes total sense to me because of the autumn. Are you ready for my reason why this makes sense?
Sure.
So, the autumn, all right? A lot of times we're going to talk about strip clubs and preachers for a minute.
Okay.
And then we'll get back into the other
Like
things.
we always do.
Yeah, strip clubs and preachers. It's a big theme of mine.
Okay.
So, autumn, right? A lot of times people don't let things die in the autumn. That's why they just keep falling forever. So they keep falling. They don't let stuff die. They don't put stuff to bed. And what happens when you have something inside you or something that needs to die and you don't extinguish it? It festers, it grows, it gets worse. Just like in the South, there are an alarming number of churches, but also an alarming number of strip clubs and like massage parlors and stuff. And that's why the preachers have a lot of trouble, and they always get caught, and you see them in the, all the time.
Oh, caught like a preacher with his pants down the
Exactly.
other whorehouse. Yeah.
It's the hardest thing in the South is a minister's pecker, they always say.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't-
but no, okay, so that's that, right?
Yeah.
And in Ohio, everything is boring, and they don't have a choice, right?
Yep.
They don't. There's no choice. It just everything sucks. So the response to that is to have a store that has fireworks and guns and boobs and explosions and everything else. That's nonsense. I just agree with what he said today, Falcon.
Yeah.
That's all. And anyway, it's pretty cool that they're building this huge farm, 150 square feet. Way more efficient. What are you talking about?
Also, WAN 6, can I just say this? Like you need to specify the upper peninsula of Michigan. Like, right? Because the lower peninsula is actually kind of nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Anyway, so this farm's pretty cool. It'd be nice to see these popping up everywhere.
Yep.
Because they use 95% less water. It's
And they're
hydroponic.
fully automated,
Yeah.
and they're, yeah.
Wait a second. Robots picking the vegetables and fruit? Putting immigrants out of the... They're taking our immigrants' jobs? They're taking our immigrants' jobs?
God damn it. And they want me to eat kale as a result? No, sir. I will not have robots growing kale and then telling me it's healthy and turn the frogs gay.
I knew it. The water that they use to water the hydroponic plants is turning the frogs gay.
Yep.
And it's turning the plants gay. It's going to be a gay salad, baby.
Yep.
Gay salad, baby.
Yep. They're going to call it Gay-Hio after a while. It's going to, I don't know. Move on. Next article.
Just a quick mention right here.
Yeah.
Fitbit very interestingly used to help find a murderer.
Yeah, seriously. So they were able to use this lady's Fitbit data to determine her actual time of death, and then like correspond it with the dude that was like, "Oh, I was just there delivering a pizza way before she died. Whatever."
Well, so
but also like there was a ton of other evidence that was like he did a real piss poor job of covering it up.
You just said dude, but okay, this is like her stepdad, right? He's 90, she's 76, so
Yeah.
they're advanced in years. We'll put it that way. So a 90-year-old dude, right? He went over there, said he dropped off a pizza, said he left, right? then someone found her because she didn't show up for work. 67. I'm sorry, 67 years old. They shouldn't be working at 67. What kind of country do we live in?
She's a pharmacist. She loves what she does.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, they came and they found her, and she was at the table with a bunch of gashes and blood all over the house. So just blood on the walls and everything. And they put like a butter knife in her hand or a kitchen knife in her hand.
Yeah, and then like cut on the side of the neck, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that looks like a staged suicide now." And then they were
obviously.
like, "Wait," and then someone was like, "Wait, what about all these glaring hatchet wounds in her head?" Like,
oh, she must have like hit herself in the head with an axe several times.
Like, wait a second, there seems like some like hatchet wounds. There's no other way to describe it as hatchet wounds.
Obviously, she was listening to like some emo, Coheed and Cambria or something like that, and she just couldn't take it anymore and started hitting herself in the head with an axe, right? And it just didn't do the trick, so she went and got a butter knife and finished it.
Yeah, that's obvious.
That's how it works.
And then there was like bowls of water to collect the blood underneath, and there was like blood spatter throughout the house and all this other. It was like this guy, the guy Tony. He like did this and then was like, "Yeah, I covered this up. I'm a criminal mastermind."
Yeah, Tony Smalls over here.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, you know what though? But like, I better take all my bloody clothes off and leave them in the house."
But that wasn't the thing that really got him. What got him was the fact that he said he came at a different time of day and then he left. Yeah. But security cameras noticed his car leaving at about the exact same time or just right after her Fitbit stopped monitoring her heart because there was no heart rate to monitor. Her heart rate rose to a climax and then stopped.
Yep.
And then he left.
Yeah.
And it's like...
without the pizza.
Yeah, just left the pizza there.
Yep. It was like, "Here, I brought this pizza, and I'm going to kill you, but then I'm going to leave the pizza here? Come on."
Maybe he thought that was...
waste of a pizza.
Maybe he thought that was how he was going to get away with it. He's like, "I'll leave the pizza on the counter, then I can say, well, obviously I was there because I brought the pizza.
Yeah.
But I left."
The alibi pizza.
And what kind of a good father-in-law would stop by and bring a pizza and then kill someone before she even ate the pizza?
No self-respecting father-in-law would kill someone pre-pizza.
So he thought he was... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tony Smalls
pizza
back in action for one last job.
Yep.
Yeah. Could have been when they took the watch off, but wasn't she still wearing the watch? I don't remember what it says here.
She was still wearing it when they discovered her. And it was still synced to her computer that was like 5 feet away from her.
So the next time you kill somebody, you make sure you take off their Fitbit.
Whoa, Mark.
What?
Why you gotta be like that, dog?
Mark. Mark, I'm going to pull your arms off next time I see you on Twitter.
Mark, we're fighting. Officially fighting. Me and you.
Yep. Mark Wolf.
Come to Portland. We're fighting.
It's going down.
I will beat you up in the airport, sir.
I'll grab you by the beard and swing like Tarzan. Yep. Then you'll learn.
Yep.
You guys want to choose your own adventure TV show on Netflix?
Yes.
All right, that's sold.
Yep.
That's all. Netflix
so, but so Netflix is looking into possibly doing some like interactive choose your own adventure story, including Black Mirror episodes, some video game properties as well. Any
Minecraft story mode? Thinking about making that into a choose your own adventure TV show,
which Telltale did right before they completely iced everybody in their fucking office.
Oh, do Telltale.
Yeah.
So, a choose your own adventure Black Mirror, but the catch is that every ending you choose is just going to be worse than the one before. Yeah. So
every ending you choose is, what did you say yesterday? Like lying in a pool of your wife's blood
while the rest of the world
is on fire, and you wake up and realize you're the only human left.
Yeah,
that's how every single one of them will end.
And then you realize that you're in a simulation where you can't die, and you're going to be there for thousands of years with no one else. That's how the show ends.
Yep.
That's a Black Mirror ending. Yeah.
Damn. Any other properties though that you guys would be like, oh, I want to do a choose your own adventure of X?
What do I want to see? I would like to see that Maniac show as a choose your own adventure show for season 2, because season 1 it's done. That show is, in my opinion, is done. Don't make a season 2. It's done. It's perfect. Leave it alone. It's ridiculous. It's insane. Maniac done. But season 2, choose your own adventure might be fun. So that would be cool. But Black Mirror, that is a really big budget, crazy show. And it's interesting to think about how much work they'll have to put into a choose your own adventure game, unless it's only like a couple of options.
Yeah.
If it's like 30 options and they all interweave, that might get a bit ridiculous, but who knows?
You're going to need some artistry draft for all that.
It will. Yeah. It will. All right, guys, head over to the Humble store. There's lots of different sales going on right now. You just picked up the Vampire.
I did. So for those of you that want to relive all the times that you were dark and tortured in the 90s and stuff, you can get all of the White Wolf Vampire the Masquerade stuff, the old edition. All that old stuff that you grew up on, you can get that all for like super duper cheap in PDF form right now in Humble Bundle. So if you want to tell me how your Tremere is so much more dark and tortured than dark and tortured, thanks. Just pissless of the words dark and tortured.
Dark and tortured.
Yeah, if you want to tell me how your Tremere is so like the society that brings it down, and I made a completely speaking character, like he focuses just on the social stats, even though you told me this was going to be a combat heavy game.
Okay, you know what? You just gave everybody anxiety. They're going to have to go back and read that post about having anxiety before they play the game. And yeah, you're going to need a cape when you play this.
Yep, obviously.
I duster, cape, trench coat. What do you want? What do you wear when you play this? How about
obviously
you?
a trench coat.
I do a cape.
Obviously. Yeah.
I'm too classy for a trench coat. I do a cape.
Well, do you do the top hat and everything too?
No.
Oh,
just
okay.
a cape, like an idiot.
My vampire is actually steampunk.
Okay, if you guys had to wear one of the three things? Well, you can say another type of jacket, just any kind of jacket. What would you wear?
What's your vampire garb for playing vampire in?
If you had to dress,
cape with a huge pop.
Yeah,
collar.
the big pop collar. You gotta have the old school
like the big Dracula. Like,
yeah, the Dracula,
yeah.
like the "I want to suck your blood" collar. You know, that's
like,
what they call it.
No peripheral vision. You know,
I don't need to see you sneaking up on me
because I can sense you sneaking up on me,
and
with my obtenebration powers.
And then when you come up and grab me, I'll turn around and be like, I got you. A straight jacket?
So mortal stand a chance.
No cape, says Zeke. Come on, I want to know. Come on, cape with a huge pop collar.
I wear nothing because I play Malkavian.
Awesome.
You guys, all these terms I'm throwing around right now are accurate.
That I'm coughing up as whatever, the storm. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Logan the Vampire, yes. I'm
Yes.
more of a wolf than a vampire, but I'll take it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Werewolf? I'm a windwolf. You never know when I will be there.
Their castle.
Could be a wereledu.
Wereledu.
He's a known wereledu. Don't talk to him.
Don't
Darling.
you go near that wereledu.
Overwhelmingly positive bundle is pretty interesting right now. All
Yeah.
these games are rated as overwhelmingly positive, and the top choice right now is Soma, but there's a lot of interesting games in here. Soma is a pretty good game.
Isn't Soma's free on Twitch though right now too?
Is it?
Wasn't that one of the ones that came out for free on their free gaming things?
We can check over here, can't we? Where's that thing right here?
Keep going down.
Going down and seeing if it's for free.
Soma.
Okay, guys, if you're on Twitch Prime, first off, subscribe to us and all your other favorite Twitch subscribers.
Yeah. All the other people on Twitch that aren't us.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
And also click on your little crown, whatever the hell that thing is, your little Prime crown icon at the top, and grab a copy of Soma, because that game it's linear and some parts to me a little frustrating, but it has some of the best dark atmosphere of any game I've played. It's got some pretty scary moments.
You have to link it with your Amazon Prime account. So, but everyone has that right now because the Dread Pirate Bezos said so.
When did he go? Where did we?
Yeah.
The Jabber won't. The when did he go? And the Werla do.
Jabber don't.
Walk into a bar. And the Jabber don't. They all walked into a bar.
What about like a Jabber Runny?
Jabber Runny?
Yeah.
What's a Jabber Runny?
Instead of a Jabber Walkie, it's a Jabber Runny. It moves much faster.
This is the second time today you're going to be on Talking Probation. Female protagonist sale also going on.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen this one.
It's going to make 7 men angry.
Ooh.
Okay, so...
Oh, nice Tomb Raider sales. Yeah, dog, get those.
What is the best game on here for the female protagonist sale? There's a lot of...
well, our friends at Fulbright would want us to tell you it's Tacoma.
Or Gone Home.
Or Gone Home.
I
One
like
or the
Gone
other.
Home. I got into Gone Home easier than I got into
Our
Gone
friends
Home.
at Fulbright would want you to say that. But
But Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil,
Come
I mean,
on.
Child of Light was really fun. What else is on there? I mean, I'm a big fan of the Tomb Raider series.
Dreamfall is great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good games on here, actually.
I really like the Tomb Raider series, so...
Dishonored 2 had some of the best... Tomb Raider, Dishonored 2 has some of the best levels of any game I've played.
Yeah.
But as a whole, the part 1 was better.
Yes, JW bundle.
Jesus. Why don't they have the male protagonist bundle?
Because that's every other bundle that they have.
Yeah, and there's not as many games with female protagonists.
Alien Isolation was fun if you like atmospheric horror stuff like that. Like, it was pretty fun. I got bored because there wasn't enough just outright killing aliens for me.
Yeah, just hiding in lockers mostly. You could do that with Soma.
I wanted to, like, fucking rip those guys apart too. What are they called? What are the alien races called? What do they call them?
The xenomorphs.
Yeah, xenomorphs. I wanted to like flamethrower some xenomorphs and shit, but
they wouldn't let you do it. My vote is Life is Strange.
Yep.
That's Before the Storm, but my vote is Life is Strange and Beyond Good and Evil probably is my two top ones.
Yeah.
So
I would say
what do you guys think? Bayonetta? I don't think Bayonetta's that good.
Bayonetta was all right. I would say my top
Nobody's
two.
legs are that long.
My top two would be probably
Tomb Raider. I mean, let me guess. Tomb Raider
and either Beyond Good and Evil or Child of Light. I really liked both of those. So they're very different games. So.
I think, in my opinion, Beyond Good and Evil is on its own little pedestal, and then all the rest of the games fall after that. Because Beyond Good and Evil is probably in my top 10 games of all time, and that's saying something.
Yeah. Do you want to mention our Patreon?
New Patreon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about that for just a second.
You gotta pull it up over there.
Yes. What?
You have to pull it up on there.
All right, I'll bring it up and see how do I do that. How do I use the internet?
Patreon.com/midnight DOJO.
All right, we haven't made this announcement official yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm 18 years old. Do we really need the 18 plus thing?
No, I'll get rid of that. That's stupid.
All right, we haven't made this official yet, guys, but this is what we are going to do in the future. Being that it's the autumn and it's time to move on to something else.
Yeah.
Everything that I do today
New things are falling into place. Yeah.
Midnight Dojo, I like our logo. It's a seven-sided star inverted.
Yep. Because we love Satan twice as much as those pentagram using people.
Pentagrams? What is that?
Yeah. You only 5 like Satan? Whatever.
We 7 like
We 7 like Satan. Plus this number of leaves on weed, so...
Is it?
Yes.
We're racing one of these. God damn it. So anyway, we're going to start using Midnight Dojo as our Patreon because I feel like that's a more fair thing to do for everybody. Because we're going to be focusing on the game primarily because that's what I want to do with my life is create. And I think that's what Justin would rather be doing with a lot of...
Then answering emails and doing hardware videos? Yes.
The thing about hardware videos is the reason I've always liked hardware in the first place is because it enables creativity. Playing games, making games, and that sort of thing. So
yeah,
what we're going to do is I want to know what you guys think. I wanted to leave the Tech Syndicate Patreon open because obviously we make like $300 a month on it, and that's nothing at this point in time. And I wanted to take 100% of that money and use it specifically for editing our videos, which means that Pistol would have that to edit our videos. Because I've been editing the videos myself because we've been spending a lot of money on the game, and like also like 9 people haven't paid us. We finally got paid last week. But we had like 9 unpaid invoices, and we were both like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?"
I'm really getting to the point where I need to start sending goons after people. Like,
show up on some marketing guy's door, being like, "Hey, you gonna fucking pay Tech Syndicate, or
Let's
are we
do
gonna
Squarespace?"
Squarespace pays on time.
Yeah.
I don't want to like stop the hardware videos. We get a lot of hardware that comes in for whatever we're doing, but it's going to be used for the game rather than just talked about. And it will show the hardware as like, hey, this is the hardware we're going to be using in the game. And I wouldn't mind doing like 2 tech tutorials a month. Yeah. But does anyone feel like it's weird if we keep the other one up? And I'll make an official announcement being like, this one is going to be kept alive just to edit tech videos, nothing else. And that money is going to 100% go toward editing. I'm sure Pistol would probably like that, but
yeah.
But
yes.
But yeah, that's what we do with that. And then other than that, we're gonna start mentioning the Midnight Dojo Patreon. And the Patreon here is not to make the video game. That's not what the money is for. This is the supporting content that's going to be online around the video game, like behind the scenes. Us talking about like how the new computer that we're building for the game. Us talking about the software that we're using for the game. Us goofing off and doing shenanigans behind the scenes and stuff. So
yeah,
that's what the new Patreon is going to be.
It's going to be a thing.
And also, once we get to $5,000 or $6,000 on that Patreon, we'll hire a person who is a full-time documentarian who's going to be behind the scenes, always getting ridiculous footage and also collecting a bunch of footage that we can release as a documentary with the product, the game product.
Yeah.
So that's the idea.
It's going to be awesome.
This Patreon. And you can see little Sword Slinger footage right here. Sword Singer's on Steam now, guys. But you can't get it unless I give you a beta key. There it is. You guys can see it.
Yep. Yep. See it. There it was.
Yeah, you guys saw it last week.
Yeah. So it's cool.
But let us know what you think. And no one's really responding, but
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Well, Pistol wants us to.
Yeah, I mean, if people think it's unfair to leave the other one up, maybe we'll take it down. But
Yeah.
I would like to. Mainly, I would like to be able to keep Pistol employed, doing tech video editing, and then once the Midnight Dojo one starts to go up, I'll probably be like, "Hey, you want to edit Midnight Dojo videos instead?" And then I will terminate the Tech Syndicate one because the new focus.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
should we greenlight it on Steam? Sure.
this greenlight's not even a thing anymore.
I don't think that's the thing anymore. But
No,
if it
it's
is,
not even a thing
if
anymore.
It is fucking yeah.
But we don't need to greenlight it. It's already greenlit. It's on Steam.
Yeah.
But you can't buy it yet. But it's
Yeah.
on Steam.
It'll be there.
Yeah. All right. Not unfair. Just let them all know. Okay. Yeah, I'll let everybody know. That way
Yeah,
people can.
we've been pretty upfront about it. So
And I think we'll make an official post and maybe even make a little video saying, like, guys, if you want to remove your money, take your money out. Make sure everyone knows. Send everybody an email. So.
Yep.
And then if you want to do Midnight Dojo instead, which has been where my heart's been for like the last 4 years anyway. My heart's been.
So
over here.
patreon.com/Midnight Dojo. It's available.
Yeah, we just
We
made
can
this
post
live.
links because we're awesome.
Yeah, we just made that live.
Yep. So and as Logan said, we haven't even like really promoted it yet or not. So you guys are the first. You guys are the first to hear about it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You select 38 are the ones that get to hear about it. Tech Syndicate isn't done. Jinzu. It's not done. We're just.
You have
It's
to pick
not
one
our
thing.
primary
Yeah,
focus.
you have to pick something to focus on. So.
Yeah, it's still happening. We're still doing stuff. Like we still go like we were at Newegg last month as Tech Syndicate doing stuff. Like
we got a lot of Tech Syndicate videos coming up, especially this time toward the end of the year. A lot of companies have new products coming out.
Yeah.
We'll be doing some buyer's guides and probably a couple of builds. We just talked to AMD yesterday. They're probably going to be sending us something to do a build on. We'll do a build video, and then we'll use that in conjunction with making the game. But you guys will see the build video on Tech Syndicate. So
yeah.
You'll still see stuff over there. And we've got a bunch of tutorials coming up as well. Because
And then for next week, there may or may not be a serious business next week.
I'm going to be in New York next week. Synology has their annual Synology conference, and I'll be in New York checking out their new stuff.
Yep.
And making a video on all that. So that's what's going to be
But
happening next week.
I will be here in Portland, not in New York, not looking at Synology stuff. So, maybe I'll do a can Pistol go with you? Yeah.
You want to go to New York?
You can afford it.
They barely covered my own ticket.
They were not playing ball about anything. But so I may or may not just do a stream next week of my own, or maybe have someone come on and help me out. Maybe we'll just talk about D&D for an hour and a half. I don't know. So to be determined, but as it stands right now, there probably won't be a serious business next week. We'll miss you all and think about you the whole time.
All right, let's see what's going on in Portland. PDX alerts time.
Finish off with a good old-fashioned PDX alerts.
So I think a lot of the alerts right now are going to be car accidents because it started raining again because it's autumn. And no one knows how to drive in the rain all of a sudden, and everyone's sliding all over the place, and there's wrecks everywhere. So a lot of these are going to be accidents and stuff.
Yeah.
But let's see, what do we got here? Another suspicious subject.
Ooh.
Male has been climbing on statues for hours, now in the street, swinging around a basket attached to the end of a rope.
Ooh.
The catch is there's a baby in the basket. That's what they're going to find when they catch him.
Pioneer Courthouse Max Station. Report of a female on a train screaming at everyone. Group of people now gathered and yelling back at her.
Just yelling at everyone?
Yeah.
Screaming at everyone.
Yeah. All right.
I want to know what she's screaming about.
All right. Come on. Let's get a machete going. Come on.
Get a machete. Come on.
Come on.
Two transients fighting behind the building. One armed with a fence post.
And the other with a crowbar. Okay. Fence post versus crowbar. Who do you think's going to win, guys?
Crowbar.
I mean, obviously, the crowbar, like, it's one hand, but the fence post, I mean, if that guy knows what he's doing with the fence post, like,
I don't know.
Like, if he can do that cool thing where he, like, spins it around his neck and stuff like that, I don't know.
They could have said a transient versus a Freeman.
Yeah.
That's what they should have said.
When you think of Portland, you think of a bunch of coffee shops. Is that true? No. There are way more, like, beer and bars and stuff like that than there are coffee shops. There's a lot of coffee shops, but not, like, Seattle level.
I don't know. East side of Portland, there's a lot of coffee shops.
Guess.
And you can get coffee in, like, a lot of places where you normally wouldn't be able to get coffee.
There's more food carts than, I don't know.
Yeah. I remember it's a lot different than Vermont, because Vermont you had a lot of good coffee shops, but like a coffee shop would go in the corner and then all of a sudden the deli doesn't sell coffee anymore. I'm like, why don't you sell coffee? Like, oh, well, I don't want to harm their business in any way. I'm like, but I liked your coffee, What's this?
Southeast Grand report that an unknown male entered a store with a squirt gun, squirted customers and employees, then left.
What? They called the police because someone came in with a squirt gun and squirted a bunch of people.
Yeah.
They called the police. Okay, you're in Boston, right? Some guy runs in, squirts a bunch of people with a squirt gun, then runs out. Do you call the cops or just go, that fucker?
No, you go, that asshole. And then, like...
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you're having a bad day and he catches you right by the door, then you punch him on his way out. But, like, otherwise, no, you're just like, hey, fuck you. Like, and then you keep going.
I want to know in the comments, do you guys call the police?
Yeah, someone...
It doesn't say that it was... I feel like if it was filled with, like, tomato juice or wine or urine, they would have said it in the report, but they didn't. They just said a squirt gun. So it's going to be water. 100% water. What else we got in here? Anything else good? Come on, where's the machete?
I don't see a machete.
Female screaming that there is a male in her car and she does not know. Wow.
And he is grabbing the wheel. Okay, that's just scary.
Yeah. She's probably on a trip and it's her son.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Who knows? Could be awful. All right, we're doing machete.
There's no... Oh, man, come on. Come
No
on,
machete
machete.
this week?
What?
Okay, I'm telling you,
Bullshit.
this Portland's going to shit. Why is there no machete?
He'd probably get knocked out or a Duncan splash.
There we go. Finally, this was last week.
Okay, so Pistol.
This
is pretty much just to you directly, but everyone else can listen on this conversation too because I don't care. I went back to Massachusetts the other week, and like the first thing I did was like go get shitty Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Iced coffee or?
One time I got an iced blueberry coffee, and the other time I just got it. Yeah, with the blueberry thing in it. But that's like the first step I did was like, all right, I'm off the plane. Got to get the shittiest coffee I can get and get some of that Dunks up in here, and just like, but right, that's what you do. Like,
I think
people thought I was insane.
I'm gonna let her respond, but I already know what she's gonna say.
She's gonna say I'm accurate, hopefully. Thank you. It's gotta be iced.
I had to be iced regular.
Iced regular is good.
That's what you drink.
Yeah, yeah. All of a sudden,
my judging eyes.
Yeah, I drank.
You saw me. I'm like blueberry.
Yeah, drank the coffee, and all of a sudden, I was ready to start calling people assholes again, and like drive properly.
Hey, use your blinker, pal.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden, I was getting ready to like, oh, I can feel it again. I can feel the malice return. East Coast. I
don't kid anybody. You feel it every day here, and it's on another level because people around here, they don't use their turn signals correctly. They run stop signs all the time. So the drivers here are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Everyone always complains about the drivers in the town. Maybe everyone's just stupid.
Maybe everyone's just a terrible driver.
Yeah, that's what it is. Everyone in the world is a terrible driver. Mm-hmm. But especially in Portland. All right, that's enough.
Especially in Portland.
That's enough of the show, everybody.
All right, yeah, we're gonna.
Are we? Mm-hmm. Are we really?
When I compliment a blinker, I don't really think it's a nice. When you're like, nice blinker, pal. Like, yeah, it's not really. Yeah, I get it. I get you, fam.
All right, you said fam.
I did.
The third time, you're on talking probation again.
Possibly a D&D show next week. If I can get somebody on the show to chat with me, we'll maybe talk about it. But otherwise, I'll just sit here and be like, so this D20 I got when I was 17, and like I'll just take you on a tour of my dice or something.
Wear your trench coat.
Yeah.
All right, this is the end of the show. Goodbye. Meeting adjourned. Bye, everybody. I'm clicking the button right now.
Okay, bye.